but she's running for Senate, and we were talking about this earlier. Talk about right place, right time. This lady actually has a chance to unseat Barbara Boxer, which would just... Holy cow. Carly, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Scott. I'm great. How are you?
You notice I went straight to the Carly card.
Well, I enjoyed waiting for you and hearing about the mysterious SUV in the canal.
Well,
I want to find out how that story ends.
You know what? I'll make sure you get updated on that. And I'm not even, as my son suggested when he found out you were coming on the show, find out how come HP ink cartridges are so expensive. Because I know that's not your deal. And first of all, let's start at the very beginning. At least you were born in my favorite city on the planet. How does a girl from Austin end up running for Senate in California?
Well, my family and I moved to California when I was 7 years old. I worked my way through Stanford University as a temporary secretary. I went to UCLA Law School, dropped out after a semester, and went back to work as a full-time receptionist, typing and filing and answering the phones. I've lived the American dream, and I am stepping forward now because I think we're making the American dream too hard for too many people. California is the golden state. We used to be the land of opportunity within the land of opportunity. And we are destroying jobs. We are destroying a way of life. Our government is too expensive and too intrusive. I think we got to take our government back, make it listen, and make it work. And like so many Californians across this state, I have had enough of Barbara Boxer. I've had enough of the direction our government and our state and our country are heading. And so I want a chance to work with and for the people of California and take it in a different direction.
And a couple of years ago, if you would have told me that, if you'd have just called me at random and said, hey, I'm going to unseat Barbara Boxer, I would have told you to have your head examined. But right now, and we're looking at these primaries in Pennsylvania and Kentucky, and I tell you what, people have had it with these entrenched incumbents, liberal Democrats, it doesn't matter who you are, nobody's safe. This is I know you got a lot of people that do polling and all of that stuff, but right now it's you and Tom Campbell and Chuck DeVore and all that stuff, but whoever comes up out of that race has got a very legitimate shot at taking down Barbara Boxer. I never thought that would be possible, but whoever comes out of this primary on top, man, I wish them all the best, and that includes you.
Well, thank you so much. I would just caution you with one thing. Barbara Boxer, we've been complaining about her for a very long time, 28 years, and people have said she's vulnerable for a very long time because she's not very well liked, and she doesn't do a very good job. But the truth is, not anybody can beat her. We've proven that over and over and over again. So yes, the timing is right. But as Sarah Palin said recently when she endorsed me, or Kevin McCarthy said when he endorsed me, or council members Jackie Sullivan and Ken Weir said when they endorsed me, I'm a common-sense conservative who can win. We need to beat Barbara Boxer, but we need to beat her with someone who's a real conservative, who's come from the real world, who isn't a career politician, because we need some common sense in Washington.
Yeah, that would come in handy right about now. And I'm just going to ask you, and I don't know how detailed a plan you can get into and whatnot, because I know you don't have all day, but let's be honest. California's biggest problem is the same thing as the rest of the country: jobs. And how do you, with all the oppressive, everything it costs to be in business and people that are shutting down or moving elsewhere, how do you do you have a plan to get those people to come back and make it a little bit less, obviously, government intrusion on especially small businesses in California?
Yes, I do, and people can go to my website, carlyforcalifornia.com, and get the details. But in brief, the people who build the American dream are small business owners, family-owned businesses, innovators, and entrepreneurs. That's where I got my start, in a small 9-person business. It's where 2/3 of Americans get their start. So we have to make it easier for small businesses in particular to do what they do best. And that means we have to cut their taxes, we have to give them access to credit, we have to help them cut through the thicket of regulation, and we have to make government less expensive and less intrusive. There's some very common sense things we can do. The truth is, California is dealing with higher than national average unemployment. 8 counties in California with unemployment above 20%. 25 counties with unemployment above 15%. Bakersfield.
Yeah, we're definitely on that. We're on that list.
And it's not just because people are going through tough times. It's because government policy is destroying jobs and businesses. California is kind of an example of what happens when government gets too big, taxes get too high, regulations get too thick, and entitlements get too rich. And Greece is very far away physically, but it's not so far away from the city of Los Angeles or the state of California.
Well, you're not. You know, as a matter of fact, there was an article the other day that the British were talking about how, the United States is in the same boat that Greece is, and people took that as a slight, but they're exactly right. And California is even a better example of that than the rest of the country is. And how do you? I mean, let's say, okay, you fast forward a little bit. You're in the Senate. You get shop set up. How do you go to bat with all those liberals, especially and actually make change for especially the here in the Golden State? How in the world do you put that together with that much opposition?
Well, let's start with a really important thing: getting the water turned back on in the Central Valley.
That would be handy.
And that I will march into Senator Dianne Feinstein's office, who has tried relatively recently to get the water turned back on. Barbara Boxer has failed 3 times to turn the water back on. It takes literally an amendment to pass the U.S. Senate to override the biological assessment to turn the water off in the first place. First thing I'll do is get that amendment passed. It won't be hard if the 2 senators from California agree it needs to be done. That's the first thing I'll do.
Good.
The second thing I'll do is start talking with all of the new senators, and I think there'll be a bunch of new senators, right to what you were saying at the beginning of our conversation. There is a movement going on in this country to take our government back, to make it listen and make it work. And so I will work with all of those who are new in the U.S. Senate to say, all right, let's start cutting the taxes that get in the way of small businesses. One of the things I proposed is a 2-year payroll tax holiday for small businesses. We know what to do to get the economy going again. We just got to do it. Let's talk to the president about actually repealing this health care bill, which lands a $3 billion unfunded entitlement onto the state of California. He said we could put everything up on the table for this deficit reduction. President, let's put repeal of the health care bill up on the table.